Have you ever felt that almost physical resistance? That heavy feeling in your chest? That sense of being utterly overwhelmed by starting? You have this goal, this project, this aspiration that you know you want to pursue, but it feels monumental. Like staring up at an impossibly tall mountain with no idea where the first foothold even is. You're definitely not alone. This is one of the most universal human experiences. We all face these moments of inertia, of feeling completely paralyzed by the sheer scale of what we want to achieve. It could be anything. Starting a new business, writing a book, learning a language, getting in shape, even just cleaning out that overflowing closet. And the most frustrating part? You know you're capable. You know you have the potential. But that knowledge doesn't magically make the starting any easier. It can almost make it worse, because you feel this pressure to live up to that potential, to somehow leap from stuck to success in one giant bound. But what if I told you there's a different way? A way to bypass that overwhelming feeling, to trick your brain into taking action without needing a perfectly crafted 5-year plan. It's what I call the anti-plan approach. And it might sound counterintuitive, but it's incredibly powerful. This isn't about abandoning planning altogether. It's about reframing how we approach the starting process. It's about recognizing that meticulous planning, especially at the very beginning, can actually become a form of procrastination. We're going to focus on something much more fundamental: action. Tiny, imperfect, almost insignificant action. That's the key. Let's talk about why traditional top-down planning often backfires, especially when we're dealing with that initial inertia. We tend to think that the responsible thing to do is to map out every single step, to anticipate every possible obstacle, to create this flawless blueprint for success. And that's where we get trapped. We fall into the rabbit hole of overthinking. Analysis paralysis sets in. We become so focused on the minute details, on perfecting the plan, that we never actually start the work. This is often fueled by perfectionism, the pressure to create the perfect plan, to have all the answers before we even begin, can be absolutely debilitating. We think, if I just plan it perfectly, then failure won't be an option. But that's a dangerous illusion. Because here's the reality. Even the best laid plans are vulnerable. Life throws curveballs. Unexpected obstacles arise. Things change. And if we're clinging to a rigid, inflexible plan, those unforeseen events can completely derail us. We feel like we've failed, even before we've truly begun. Traditional planning often lacks that crucial element of flexibility. It assumes a linear path, a predictable progression. But real life, real progress, is rarely linear. It's messy, it's iterative, it's about adapting and learning as you go. So, what's the alternative? How do we break free from this planning paralysis and actually start? The answer is surprisingly simple. Embrace imperfection. Focus on action, not perfection. This is the core of the anti-plan. Forget about crafting the perfect anything. Your first attempt doesn't need to be a masterpiece. It just needs to be something. Done is better than perfect is a powerful mantra, especially at the beginning. The key is to start small, ridiculously small. Break down that overwhelming task into its tiniest, most manageable components. Don't think about writing a novel. Think about writing one sentence. Don't think about cleaning your entire house. Think about putting away one item. Let's say you want to start exercising. Don't commit to an hour-long, grueling workout routine right away. Just put on your workout clothes. That's it. That's your first step. Or just do one push-up, one single push-up. It might seem insignificant, but it's a crucial shift in momentum. Want to learn a new skill? Don't try to master it all at once. Just watch one tutorial video or practice for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's all it takes to break the inertia. Want to start your own business? Don't overwhelmed by 1,000-need thing. Just research about your product today, or just call the first potential client. The magic of starting small is that it creates momentum. That initial action, however tiny, makes the next step a little bit easier. It's like pushing a boulder. The hardest part is getting it moving in the first place. But once it's rolling, it's much easier to keep it going. Notice how often I'm using the word just. That's deliberate. It's a powerful psychological trick. Just minimizes the perceived effort. It makes the task feel less daunting, less overwhelming. Just one sentence, just 5 minutes, just one small step. And it's important to understand that starting isn't a one-time event. It's an iterative process. You take a small step, you assess how it feels, you adjust your approach, and you take another step. It's a continuous cycle of action, reflection, and refinement. Once you've broken through that initial inertia and taken that first crucial step, the focus shifts to building and maintaining momentum. And one of the most effective ways to do that is to celebrate your small wins. Seriously, acknowledge every single accomplishment, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Did you write that one sentence? Celebrate it. Did you do that one push-up? Celebrate it. These small celebrations reinforce positive behavior. They release dopamine in your brain, making you feel good and motivating you to keep going. Tracking your progress visually can also be incredibly powerful. It doesn't have to be complicated. A simple habit tracker, a to-do list where you can physically cross things off. These tools provide tangible evidence that you're making headway. They give you a sense of accomplishment and encourage you to keep building on that progress. Another effective strategy is what's often called the Seinfeld strategy. Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian, famously used a large wall calendar and a red marker. Every day that he wrote jokes, he'd put a big red X on that day. His goal was simply, don't break the chain. The visual representation of that unbroken chain became a powerful motivator. And remember, the anti-plan is inherently flexible. You're not locked into some rigid, predetermined path. As you learn and grow, you'll naturally refine your approach. Be willing to adjust, to pivot, to try new things. That's part of the beauty of this process. Regularly take some time to reflect on what's working and what's not. This is where you refine your non-plan, where you learn from your experiences and make adjustments. Don't be afraid to ask yourself tough questions. What's helping me move forward? What's holding me back? What can I do differently? And finally, embrace the messy middle. Progress is rarely a straight line. There will be days when you feel like you're making leaps and bounds, and days when you feel like you're stuck in the mud. That's completely normal. It's part of the process. The key is to keep going, to keep taking those small steps, even when it feels challenging. Its setbacks are inevitable. You will stumble. You will have days when you don't feel like doing anything. You might even have days when you feel like giving up altogether. This is not a failure. It's a part of being human. It's a part of any worthwhile journey. The most important thing is how you respond to those setbacks. Don't beat yourself up. Don't get discouraged. Remember, self-compassion is crucial. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a friend. Negative self-talk is your biggest enemy. Silence that inner critic. When you hit a roadblock, go back to the basics of the anti-plan. Start small. Start anywhere. Just do something to regain that momentum. Remind yourself of your why, that deep personal reason for pursuing your goals. Now go out there and make it happen, one step at a time.